Well, you mentioned Johnny Cash. Where'd you get to know him, and what was that relationship like?
Oh, I was fortunate enough that I played with him at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when they opened that building up in Cleveland. There's a funny story about that. I was going to sing Ring of Fire with John. It was a great big concert. It was broadcast all over the world, and every contemporary artist was there. And of course, when you do that, that's like putting kitties in a bag. All these artists together, you know, and everybody's got their own ego and their own thing. So, needless to say, sound check was running late, 2 or 3 hours late. And John was hungry, and he was supposed to do his sound check at 5, and it was now 8. And so anyway, he finally does his sound check, and he looks at me and he goes, "Johnny, you want to run down Ring of Fire?" And I said, "You know, John, I got it." And I was accommodating John, trying to accommodate him wanting to get out of there. And he said, "Well, we got time to do it." And I said, "Well, I got it, John. You know, I know the song." And so the next night, he brings me out to do Ring of Fire, and he starts singing, and it never dawned on me that he may have lowered the key from the original recording, which has been recorded, 20-some years ago. And of course, his voice got lower, and it was way down here. So I tried to hit the same note that Cash was hitting, and I couldn't hit it. Then I tried to jump up here and hit that note, and of course I couldn't hit that. And I look offside the stage, and there's all my contemporaries, and they all have this look on their face. And I thought, oh, this is not good. So anyway, the song gets over, and I muddle through the song somehow, and I'm totally humiliated and embarrassed. And I go back to my dressing room and knock at the door, and it's John. And he says, "Johnny, can I come in and talk to you for a minute?" I thought, oh, God. Now I'm going to get reamed out by Cash. And he walks in, he goes, "You know, I told you we should have sound checked." So that's how I know John Cash.
What makes you happiest?
Oh, man, I mean, I find happiness a lot more now that I'm a mature individual than I did when I was a kid. Last Father's Day, a year ago, my wife Elaine bought me a outdoor movie system, a digital thing that you can watch movies outside. It's like being at the drive-in. And last night, my son, who's 12, and a friend of his, who is 13, and my other son, who's 11, and my wife, we watched Tennessee Williams Suddenly last summer. And I just knew that within 30 minutes those boys were going to be out of there. And they stayed for the entire showing of the movie till 12:30 when it got over. And I looked at Elaine and I said, I can't believe those guys watched this entire movie. And particularly knowing that the subtleties of that movie they didn't get. Because the subtlety is about homosexuality, and they just, all that was I know it was over their head. Well, why did they eat that kid? And why did they want money? And I didn't get it, Dad. But they stayed there, and I don't know why they suffered through it, but they did.
And that made you happy?
Yeah, it made me very happy to think that these guys would have the patience, because the old man wanted them to watch it, and they did, and they didn't complain. And of course, how could you complain? I mean, hell, we were outside, the stars were above our head, watching this great big screen of this old black and white movie. It was fantastic. I couldn't have been happier. And
what makes you angriest?
Well, I'll tell you, I've said this before, but I'll tell you. If I found out I had 10 days to live, I would get a baseball bat, and I would get in an airplane, and I'd go beat the hell out of some people that I know. That's what makes me unhappy.
You want to tell me who those two people are?
No, no, but I'm still angry. I still get angry, and I'm disappointed in myself for being so angry. I mean, I am the first guy who says not to do that, but my emotions sometimes lead me in that direction, and I keep thinking I'm going to grow out of that, but I'm still angry about things. And
well, you've told me you're not going to tell me who they are, but are these old personal grudges or problems you have with people, public officials, world figures?
All the above.
Or just the first?
All the above.
Or maybe just the first two people you meet when you get off the bus?
No. It's just. I just. Sometimes I just feel I have to stop myself from being the person that I talk against. And that's what I said earlier about there's something wrong with the human condition. I don't understand. You know, my logic tells me this never works, but my emotions, sometimes if I don't get a hold of them, thinks, boy, if I had a club, I'd knock that guy in the head. You know?
Well, I think I might have my check, waiter. This guy's getting a little out of hand.